morning. It's almost not morning. Thanks, guys, for being patient. Let's see if I can get this now to work. We had I have some technicians coming today for a couple things around the house, and they were supposed to, and they both called message like at 9 o'clock, so I didn't think they would take too long, but they ended up taking a long time. So, all right. So today we're going to work on this cute little spider. Let me get my mouse put away. I always put my mouse somewhere that I forget where I put it, and then by the end I'm like, I can't remember what I did with it. All right. So today we're going to create this adorable little spider. Sorry, the paper's kind of like bent, but he's so cute. Look at, he's so furry in his eyeballs. So I made his eyeballs already. Those are just some transfers. Let's see if I can shut my window a little bit. You can kind of see it, so it's not so glary. There we go. There is still glitter all over my desk from yesterday, just so everybody's aware of how much glitter gets everywhere. There you go. It's still on my desk. Anyway, so I made his little eyeballs. We'll put those on here in a minute. I have already flooded him like a lavender. It's more like a light purple. It's not really lavender. It's just like a light purple. And we're going to put some legs on, and then we're going to put the body on and the eyes. Super easy, especially when you have transfers. This makes this so easy. He does have 2 little fangs, so we'll put those on. Afterwards, I may end up putting them on again, kind of like we did the ghost, because they'll sink down in right away. So, all right. So first, I'm going to put on some legs, and I'm going to use detail glaze for the legs. This was piped on this morning, so it doesn't. I'm not too concerned with craters because it's still fairly. It's it's crusted over, but it's still going to be wet underneath. But I'm going to use the cutter to kind of help me with the legs. You can see here on our example, the legs are all within these little places here. And I'm going to eventually cover up this sides of them. So it's not too, not too big of a deal to go ahead and just do the legs first. And then you don't have to try to connect them in. And you could do like the top leg there, but I'm going to go ahead and do it in here too. This one's just going to be little. I think the biggest thing with the legs is you just want to make sure that they clear the body. So make sure I'm not doing the kind of crooked part until it's pretty close to the edge. That way it is outside of the body. Okay. Eek. He's so cute already. I'm going to give him some feet. There is something fun about spiders with feet. Or the thought process of spiders with feet. So I'm just putting a little kind of dot of icing here. This is detail glaze, so it's not going to go smooth. So I'm just kind of tapping on it to make it go smooth. He has little feet. Could give him little shoes if you wanted to. That'd be super cute. Super, super cute. All right, so I got his little feet on there. I'll just kind of wiggle those a little bit just to make them go a little bit smooth. I'm not looking for them to go way smooth. If you wanted to, like we did yesterday, you could definitely put some sprinkles on these right now if you wanted to. That would be super cute. You could just do sanding sugar on that, and it would look kind of like they were furry. I thought about using sanding sugar on the spider itself, on the body itself, and it would work well with transfers. If I guess if you piped them on, if they were big enough, sometimes sanding sugar kind of makes your icing be uneven if you're putting anything on top of it. But these are so big that it probably wouldn't matter. Okay. So now we're gonna pipe on the outline for the spider, and again, I'm just gonna use my image. This is why I usually have my image somewhere close to me, whether it's on my phone, sometimes it's on my computer right in front of me. I tend to always have drawn up the cookies or have the image from the cutter place that I bought them from just to kinda help me. So we have his hair up here, so I can go ahead and pipe that on. It doesn't matter how I my detail glazes being non-cooperative. Okay. It doesn't matter how you pipe it on because eventually it's just all gonna be covered up with icing. So I tend to just do the parts that I can first, and then I'll come back and do the rest of it, right? So I know that it's gonna come around and it's gonna kind of pop out, and these are going to also be just some of his, like, hair, and this is going to be so I know that this is going to happen here. If you don't want to do this, if you're like, "This is taking too much time," then obviously you can definitely pull out your projector at this time, and it would be very easy to see where you're going to pipe on this. I find it a lot easier to just use, um, the shape itself. I also feel like it gives me a little bit more freedom to really be make it look handmade. They're not all gonna be the same, and I'm okay with that. So, when I look at that, I can see that this side is not quite, um, level. I also know that I do want to bump it out, so it's gonna have a little bump out there. Again, I'm going to cover this with icing, so I'm not too concerned with all of these lines. It's just gonna be covered up, right? And I'm gonna do 2 lines there, okay? Now, once I get the icing on there, the, like, base flood for this, I can definitely use my scribe and use the icing bag to kind of move icing a little bit. So I just kind of get the gist of it. I'm gonna get icing put into these areas here, and then I'm gonna go around. My bag is cut very big, so I'm being very kind of gentle with how I pipe this on. And then I'm gonna use my scribe more than my piping bag because it is cut so big. I'm gonna use my scribe to really pull this icing into these little kind of areas where the hair is kind of sticking out a little bit. So, like, over here in this area where I piped on those 2, like, hairs that pull out here, and then even up here on the top of his little spidery head, I'm just gonna use my scribe to pull out my icing into these areas. Sometimes if you try to pipe this in, especially with this bag cut this big, when you when you pull when you put that icing in those little spaces, it just overfills them, right? And I don't really wanna do that, I just want them to, just come out a little bit. If you wanted to, you can even take and you can pull out those little hairs at this point without having to do an outline for them, okay? But this is the little spider, so cute, the shape was super easy. If you wanted it to be very circular and very, like, very circular, then you can definitely wait till that base flood dries, and you could trace a circle of some sort on there. Um, you could use your projector, obviously, if you have a projector. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on his little eyes. Mhm. So I do have some tweezers, and I want his eyes to be kind of in the middle, so I'm gonna lay down that side and let it just fall. And I must be shaking today. So same thing here. I'm just gonna lay down that one side. Oh my god. You Oh my gosh, sometimes cookies make me chuckle. I do I do push them down into the icing because how come it is when you put the eyeballs in, they're so stinking cute. Like, it was cute before, don't get me wrong, but you put the eyeballs in and it's just hilarious. Anyway, I could do the little fangs right now. If I were going to do them what'd I do with my there it is. I would go ahead and give him a little mouth. Um, I don't know. I don't think there's a mouth on there. It almost looks like he's frowning, but I don't really want him to frown, but I would give him a little like, a little mouth. I'm gonna make him a little frowny mouth. He's a little sad mouth. And then I'm gonna take my white. I have icing just everywhere in this room right now. I mean, I have custom orders this week, like I have the last, whatever, the last week too. So I have custom order icing. I have 31-day icing. I have play icing, show icing because I have a show to get ready for. What in the world? Okay, so now I'm going to pipe on, just like we talked about the other day, I'm just going to pipe on a dot, kind of a line, and then a blob, right? And then he's so sad looking, so mad. And then I can pull down his little fangs. I would I would later come back and do those again because they are totally sank down into that spider. There's no dimension to that at all. So I would definitely sink him down and or let them sink down, but I would definitely come back and do them again later to make sure that they kind of stand up. But I mean, could it be any cuter? How stinking cute. And like if you can always move them again. They're gonna fall down. They're gonna move a little bit away. If you want them more close together, like this one is they're almost touching, the eyeballs are, then I would wait until your base flood and your spider, just your spider, if that dries most of the way, and then add those on because wherever you put them on when it's dry, stay there. This is moving because it's wet and it's kind of relaxed, but super cute. This is an adorable cutter from Kaleidacuts. I absolutely love it. Very easy to use, very easy to follow. So super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry I was late today. Tomorrow should be on time. I don't have anything going on. Woohoo! So tomorrow we're going to do a little sucker. It's a ghost sucker, but it can also be a pumpkin sucker. So I'm going to do both of those. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.